Well, it's one time I got a hand job in a sensory deprivation tank. Took forever. All right, next up is Jack.
I've done it all. Yoga, Tai Chi, Taekwondo. I've practiced Buddhist meditation, studied the I Ching, and pondered the meaning of Zen riddles. What is the sound of one hand clapping? I've done hypnosis therapy, biofeedback therapy, aversion therapy, and primal scream therapy. Ah! I've been through all kinds of self-actualization programs: EST, Gestalt, somatic awareness, intentional dream training. In my quest for self-mastery, I've run obstacle courses through the swamps of Louisiana and battered people with Nerf bats. I've done 25-foot truss falls, eaten live lizards, walked on hot coals, juggled hot coals, and bared my soul in 12-hour group therapy sessions. A few years ago, I did a weekend at Marine Corps boot camp. You left, you left, you left, right, left. I don't know, but I've been told the path you got ain't bought and sold. You are a lowly snail, crawling across the edge of a straight razor, cutting yourself in half in your quest for enlightenment. Now drop and give me 20! I've done so many things, all in the hopes of finding a way to submerge myself in the great oneness of all being. I can do circular breathing, slow my heart rate to 25 beats per minute, and completely clear my mind of all thoughts. And yet, with all that, my first experience of true inner peace came at a Winn-Dixie grocery store. I was on vacation with my relatives in Myrtle Beach, North Carolina, shopping for the ingredients for an elaborate meal I planned to make that night. Herb-crusted halibut and summer squash risotto and a bed of fresh arugula. I'd selected the items with my usual care and was standing in the express lane, thinking about a pre-dawn meditation on the beach, when I noticed the dude in front of me and his heaping basket full of food. I was instantly blown away. It was beautiful, poetic even. The basket contained the most voluptuous collection of foods imaginable. It practically shimmered, even in the fluorescent light, and it gave off a mixture of smells that could only be described as summertime itself. There were strawberries, tomatoes, lemons, stalks of rhubarb, a pyramid of fresh corn, fat fuzzy navels like tender breasts, a watermelon, smooth and shimmering, a package of beautifully marbled steaks, 2 whole chickens, baby back ribs, a giant slab of salmon. There were lettuces and bunches of fresh herbs, vanilla ice cream, Oreo cookies, a pineapple, and so much more. It was almost erotic. And I'm not ashamed to admit that I was practically swooning at the sight of it. And that's when I realized there is no fucking way this heaping cart full of food is 15 items or less. No fucking way! Yet, here we were, unmistakably, in the express lane. It said it right there on the sign, 15 items or less. I had a meticulously counted 12 items. I couldn't even imagine how many this dude had in his basket. And so as he began loading his goods on the belt, I started counting along silently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, at 20, and still going strong, something inside of me snapped. I couldn't abide this, not without saying something. You're the only one that matters, right? You're the only one that counts, aren't you? You're so important, you can't wait like everybody else. At first, people stared. But quickly they began looking away from me. And soon all was silent in the Winn-Dixie. All except for me. You're the only one that matters in the whole world, aren't you? You're entitled to the express lane no matter how much crap you're buying. I went on like that for nearly 5 minutes. When the dude was finally gone, a fat fan of plastic bags clutched in his meaty fist, I loaded my items on the belt and delivered my final blow. Why do you let people do that? I spat at the cashier. Don't the rules mean anything to anyone? She blinked at me, popped her gum, and rang up my 12 items without a word. As I was walking out past the styrofoam coolers and bags of charcoal, something strange began to happen. I began to feel myself submerging in the great oneness of all being. It was amazing. Unbelievable. I stopped on the sidewalk outside the store to make sure I was fully present in the moment. And as I blinked out through the North Carolina sunshine, the sights and sounds and smells of that gorgeous summer day enveloped me. There were the shrieks of children, the barking of family dogs, cars rushing by on the freeway, the doors of the Winn-Dixie wheezing open and closed, emitting little puffs of air-conditioned air. In the distance, the ocean crashed against the beach. I took a long breath. A mixture of salty sea air, hot asphalt, and fried chicken. It was all knitted together in the numinous present. I felt myself knitted right along with it. I closed my eyes, arched my back, and breathed deeply into my sudden enlightenment. It was so perfect, I didn't even wonder how or why I was experiencing it here and now after what had just happened. I just let it enclose me. And when I opened my eyes, I don't know how much later, I had one more surprise coming to me. As I crossed the Winn-Dixie parking lot, I was struck by an odd, yet obvious conclusion. That after a lifetime of searching, I had found the path to inner peace. I could get back there anytime I wanted. All I had to do was this. I had to let myself behave like a self-righteous asshole whenever it felt right. It was a very strange epiphany. Not at all the one I was searching for all my life. But I didn't question it. When the Godhead speaks that clearly, you don't question it. That's rule number 1 for the spiritual seeker. So I didn't question it. I went on an inner peace rampage. I bought a bucket of Popeye's chicken on the way back and proceeded to tell my family all the reasons why they didn't deserve my cooking. At the airport the next day, I bitched out a bunch of people for complaining about how long the security line was. At my next yoga class, I told my yoga instructor to stick his up dog in his warrior too. And when I got home, I dug out my old Nerf bat and I headed for the Lloyd Center Mall.